Hello there everyone! Super organized note-taking Michael here, and I am ready to share with you my favorite tracks from the Harry Potter series. Before I officially start this video, I want to say that all of the songs I mention are going to be in a playlist down below, so if you just want to listen to the playlist instead of hearing me talk about why I added them to the playlist, you're more than welcome to. What I decided to do was pick the top 3 tracks from each of the Harry Potter films, put them into a playlist, and that's about it. It's meant to be like a study playlist, something that keeps you kind of energized but mellow. Background noise, if you will. So I'm of course going to go in order, and we're going to start with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I decided to choose the prologue because it starts everything off. It has Hedwig's theme mixed in there, and there's also this thing called the family theme. There are some family tunes regarding Hagrid that are reflected later in the Mirror of Erised, and I just think it's great. Whenever the music mirrors itself in the series, I really like seeing consistency, and I just think it's brilliant when a composer can do that. Granted, it's John Williams, he can do anything. The next song I selected was Christmas at Hogwarts. It's very light, very cheery. And then the next one I chose was The Invisibility Cloak and the Library. This is the Mirror of Erised song. Had to tie them together. It's one of the most moving pieces. Moving on to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, we start off with good old Gilderoy Lockhart. So there's this video that circulated the internet about the meaning of the music in the Harry Potter films. I'll throw it in a card, one of the corners. So what I found really interesting about this particular video is they mention how Gilderoy Lockhart is just this one really big twisted version of Hedwig's theme. It's absolutely amazing, and I mean, who doesn't love Gilderoy Lockhart? At the very least, you have to love to hate him. Next up, I chose Introducing Colin just because it was a very innocent tune. I really enjoyed that. Colin was one of my all-time favorite characters. He was just... Why'd they cut him from the rest of the movies? Why did J.K. Rowling cut him from the rest of his life? Next up, I picked Fawkes is Reborn, one of my absolute favorites. It's the staple of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, I'd have to argue. I also really like that the songs that are staples are generally named after birds in the Harry Potter series. Prisoner of Azkaban is the next movie, and that's where the next 3 songs come from, of course. My playlist starts off with A Window to the Past in terms of where it starts in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. A Window to the Past is that really great scene where Lupin's just talking to Harry. They're super chill. It gives you Lupin vibes, and who doesn't love Lupin? Next up is Secrets of the Castle. I don't know, it was a good fit. It was a good part of the soundtrack. The final song I chose for Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was Hagrid the Professor. Just a great song all around. Goblet of Fire is where these soundtracks start to get a little bit darker. It was much harder to find any tracks that were light and upbeat and didn't make me feel anxious while doing stuff. The first song I was able to find was the Quidditch World Cup. It's one of the earliest songs in the films, but it's also not connected to the Riddle House, so Harry's still happy. It's a really uplifting, really powerful, very energized song, and I just thought that it was well suited for the playlist. Rita Skeeter's the next track, and I don't know what it is with me and like picking songs that were written for the most despicable characters. There's this glamour in Rita Skeeter that was very well taken into this particular track, and I felt it would kind of be a bit of a crime to waste that track and not put it on my playlist. Lastly is the Hogwarts March. This is the scene right before the maze where it's played on all the trumpets or whatever. I'm not too familiar with musical instruments. I'm not going to pretend to be. All I can say is it's magnificent. Even if I don't know what it is, I know what a really good piece of music sounds like. Order of the Phoenix is where I picked some very cheerful songs. Order of the Phoenix had that sort of irony in it, as did Half-Blood Prince. I really enjoyed the irony in the music, how all of these uplifting, cheery tunes were being played to just absolute chaos. First and foremost, I picked Professor Umbridge. Next up, I picked Dumbledore's Army, takes place at the Hogshead Inn. This is one of the most empowering songs I have ever listened to. It goes from being super sad with Harry talking about Cedric's death to it just being an all-out rebellion song, like you feel like you can do stuff. The last one I had to pick, because it's been my favorite track forever, is Fireworks. Fireworks is, of course, when the Weasleys are leaving Hogwarts, and if you listen to the track separate from the film, you'll notice there's an actual, like, electric guitar solo at one point. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was a wonderful film, granted. People are very willing to debate that online, but undeniably it has one of the best scores done by Nicholas Hooper. First song I picked was Wizard Wheezes. This is the theme for the Weasley shop. So Wizard Wheezes is a super jazzy theme. I don't know if people say jazzy anymore, but it's the only way to describe it. Next up I picked School. This is another great one, and it's just all about school life. Pretty great. I, of course, had to pick The Friends. The Friends is the last song to play in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, if I'm not mistaken. And it's when they're all standing on the astronomy tower, making plans about what's going to happen after they leave Hogwarts, because they know they're not coming back. Now we're starting to wrap up, so we're heading over to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and we start with Polyjuice Potion. Polyjuice Potion is the Seven Harrys track. It's just... honestly, there are hardly any light songs in this. I just picked the ones that sounded happy. The same goes for Lovegood. I could just repeat myself and say amazing. Same goes for the Deathly Hallows, except that the Deathly Hallows track has that magic in it, and that's what I really enjoyed. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, I was a slave to my emotions, and I had to pick things based on how they made me feel during the movie. The first one that plays is Severus and Lily. Cue the Bakey asking, who's Lily? Now, The Prince's Tale was one of my absolute favorite chapters in the entire Harry Potter series. They didn't quite do it justice, but that score was good. It brings all sorts of emotions out. It's got some childlike wonder mixed with a lot of sadness. Next up we have The Resurrection Stone, another rather soft tune. And I guess that's just kind of how I enjoyed this wrapping up. It was just altogether good. Last on the list is A New Beginning. This is the official final track of the Harry Potter films, and it was a good little clip. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to go into the description below. If I can add a playlist in the cards, I'll do that right now, but I'm not too sure. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe and become one of my best internet friends. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what your favorite tracks are in the comments below, and goodbye.